Hello and welcome to another episode of It Was Mooney, your source for all things movie, streaming, and pop culture related. I'm your host, Kosi, and I'm joined always by Wani B. And we're joined today by
Cousin Chris.
Hell yeah.
Folks, it is good to be back. I'm excited. I'm ready to go.
Welcome back.
Do you guys have like a name for viewers? Are they like Moonies or Moonites, or do we do anything like that?
Oh, that's weird, bro. Just
no
fans.
Yeah.
Fans. Okay.
Listeners.
Well, I was gonna call you guys Moonies, but we're gonna stick with.
Do not moon us.
Normal human beings with normal human fans.
Humans is what we call our fans, and we love our fans. And dude, and thanks for coming in, bro.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm glad to be back. I know it's been almost a year.
Yeah. The last time we had you on was our recap. Our recap of 2024.
Okay, well let's do it. I'm ready for the next episode. What are we talking about today?
Dude, we have a jam-packed episode on tap today. We're doing some trailer trash today. Talking about some Supergirl trailers and the Odyssey, as well as some Avengers Doomsday trailer. But also, the big one is Avatar Fire and Ash. We're going to review that today with you and Wani B on the mic today. So, yeah, I got a great episode on tap.
Okay.
So, right away, let's kick it off. It's trailer trash time.
Oh, is there a jingle?
Yes, there was.
Yes,
you just spoke over it. You
I should
jerk.
probably know.
Jackass.
How dare you? But yeah, we're going to the trailer trash, and
That's okay. You can only hear the jingle when you're listening to the
yeah,
podcast.
it's put in post. It's edited in post.
We're not a radio show,
Dude. We will. I'm definitely gonna keep that in the
edit.
edit.
For like 2 minutes, already ruining everything. It's all good.
But yeah, so the first trailer we're gonna do today is Supergirl. So this is the second movie in the James Gunn DCU universe. Starring Millie Alcock. You guys know her from House of the Dragon. She played Baby Rhaenyra.
She was great in that.
Now she's leading her own show. So guys, Juan, what did you think of the trailer? It's a cool little teaser trailer we got, but not a what did you think going in?
I thought it was more of a full trailer. No, it's very pretty. No, it was a fun trailer. It seems like it's going for more of a almost like a Bridesmaids, a little bit vibe, but still more superhero-y and serious at the end of the day. But a little bit more trashy, I guess, than Superman.
She's definitely not Kal-El. Yeah.
Here's the thing with me in this trailer. I didn't see anything there that stood out to me that was like, okay, I am so pumped and hyped to see this. I think what got me more excited was her appearance in the Superman movie. I feel like that was a great first shot of her and her personality. This trailer, it kind of felt like, there's been a lot of internet discourse about this. It felt like another Guardians trailer.
Definitely felt Guardians inspired.
Like the way that she's standing in that bar and she has all those laser beams on her. That you could just insert Star-Lord into that scene.
They look like Ravagers. The people hunting her look just like Ravagers almost. Yeah, I can see the Guardians.
So yeah, it's like in general, am I excited to see this movie? Yes, but this trailer didn't really move the needle for me. I didn't see anything particularly special, except of course for her one line that I think was very popular when she said, "Hey, Kal-El sees the best in everyone, and I see the truth."
Yeah.
That was great.
I liked how because that kind of speaks to the run this is based off of. The Woman of Tomorrow run by Tom King. This is a very recent comic book run for Supergirl that they're adapting. In that story, she's kind of more jaded because she's witnessed Krypton being destroyed. Kind of almost like, not like Kal-El in that he was a baby, but she saw the whole thing. So she's more jaded. She's more kind of a darker and edge to her, trying to get back to being a hero. And they're definitely using that, but with the Guardians kind of like aesthetic, what I'm seeing. And yeah, I've seen that a lot on the internet. People just comparing it to another Guardians Volume 3 or whatever, that it looks.
But even in this trailer, we kind of get a little bit of background into why she's so jaded, right? Where she kind of talks about the destruction of Krypton, and there's a shot of her witnessing it happening, right? She's out in space, and she's seeing like her whole planet get destroyed. So. Yeah,
there's like a big dome. It's right out of the comic book run that her city is safe, but not Krypton. So
I'm pretty interested in seeing her backstory and kind of what she had to go, how she had to process that trauma.
Yeah,
should be fun.
Yeah,
should be fun. It does give off bit of Guardians vibes.
Oh yeah.
Which isn't necessarily terrible, right? That's a great trilogy there.
It's not terrible, but in that James Gunn's trying to differentiate this from the MCU and have it be its own thing.
Right.
This doesn't really help that argument. Like, it's different, but I'm not mad at it because it's a fun aesthetic.
James Gunn does what James Gunn does.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. There's only so much he's going to stray from a little bit of his formula, which is have a fun, spacey, colorful ensemble movie. Even Superman, at the end of the day, had a lot of characters to kind of run through. And it's fun. It's fun. It's not the deepest movies on earth ever, but they're fun, entertainment. I don't even think he's directing.
Yeah, it's Craig Gillespie. So Craig Gillespie did I, Tonya. He also did Cruella, which I thought was better than I expected it to be. He has the really good eye for kind of people almost say it's kind of similar James Gunn-esque. He's kind of like if James Gunn is Michael Bay. And then this guy like to Peter Berg, and like they kind of share the same kind of like the way they do films are the same, but like they have a very very different way of going about it. So I always thought of Craig Gillespie as almost like a James Gunn, but like British James Gunn almost. So yeah, I'm excited for it. Definitely excited for Lobo. Got a little bit of Lobo action in there.
Jason Momoa,
A little flash of Lobo, but yeah, that's next summer, June, third week of June of 2026. So it's a packed year next year.
Yeah, looking forward to
Packed
it.
year. Speaking of packed years next year,
Oof,
the Odyssey trailer.
my God.
So Christopher
goodness.
Nolan's latest.
Yep.
Right now, really the hype is 99% based on the fact that it's Christopher Nolan.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I think famously, like during COVID, he and Warner Brothers had this like out where Warner Brothers wasn't trying to like put a lot of their movies into theaters, and so
Right.
this caused Christopher Nolan, who's been a Warner Brothers darling for like years, be like, all right, guys, if you're all on this BS, I'm out of here and I'm going to Universal. And this is the first of the Universal like. Part of that deal, this is like the first movie that he's doing in this deal, which is really amazing to see.
Oppenheimer not the first?
Oppenheimer was the first. Sorry, I'm
Okay.
mistaken. I thought that was Warner Brothers.
And we see
You're
how
right.
that went for him.
Yeah,
That was excellent.
Yeah, he's
So-
doing really well with Universal. So this is like the follow up to his last movie with them. And this is The Odyssey is one of my favorite literary works of all time. I wrote my senior year high school like paper, 15-page paper. Shout out to Will Volding from Straight Jesuit Cross Preparatory. But yeah, I wrote my whole 15-page paper on The Odyssey because it has everything. It has action, adventure, romance, horror almost, and like it's a story about a guy just trying to get back home and all the stuff that like pull him from it like goes from the Iliad into the Odyssey, which the Iliad was a Trojan War, and it's just him trying to go back home. And so to have Nolan on there and have Matt Damon on there has been awesome to watch.
Yeah, there's a lot to piece apart with this trailer. I'm kind of debating where to even begin. I think for those of you that watched the IMAX screening of Avatar: Fire and Ash, which we'll get to later, there was the 6-minute Trojan horse scene that was included.
Oh, I
as
haven't
part of
seen
the
that.
Oh.
I gotta watch that.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I got to watch that. It's excellent, very tense scene, very action-packed. It's kind of interesting. If you guys remember the old Brad Pitt movie Troy,
Yes.
Reminded
the
me of
design
Troy,
they use
yeah.
for the Trojan horse is a lot more practical, right? It's a tall, upright horse. It's already sitting on wheels, so all the Trojans have to do is just push it into the city. Easy. Here, it's very interesting. They went with kind of a horse in mid-gallop.
Yeah.
And so the Trojans have to pull it down first and drag it, and you see the men that are inside of it, they're just struggling to like keep quiet while they're just getting tossed around.
One gets stabbed, like trying to
And of
stab
course,
it.
in
yeah.
the trailer, they show this. They showed it in the 6-minute clip too. But one of the guys gets stabbed. They have to put their hands over his mouth. So it's just a really tense scene. You see them try to sneak out at the end of the night, let the other the Greeks in. Very tense. From that 6-minute scene, I'm more excited for that than based on what I saw about this trailer. Just because that was such a great scene. This trailer was kind of a step down from that, but it's still a great trailer. I think. There's so much to say. Polyphemus, just the fact that we're getting
Yes.
fantastical elements in this movie.
You see the Cyclops. Yeah,
Interesting,
yeah.
because in Troy they tried to keep it grounded. They just said, "Hey, the gods, maybe they're out there, maybe they aren't. We
There
don't
was some
know."
woo-woo stuff, but
Here,
never saw
we're going
it,
to see
yeah.
gods. We know that they've been cast. Lupita Nyong'o is Athena, I believe. Things
Yeah,
like that.
Lupita Nyong'o's in this. Also, Tom Holland's fiance, Zendaya, she's in this.
Right.
Tom Holland is in this.
Tom Holland's in this.
Say that.
John Bernthal's in this, and they're both in the movie next year.
so
So.
just-
Anne
the fact that
Hathaway.
Yeah, the fact that we're going to get full star-studded cast, we're going to get monsters in this, we're going to get gods. That's a very interesting take for Nolan to do. There's been a lot of discourse online about Agamemnon's armor. A lot of folks are upset that it's not historically accurate, and it's like, come
It
on,
did
guys,
look a little
it's
goofy,
myth.
the little black Batman armor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with the little mouth open.
It looked like a Greek Batman armor.
Look, yes, I'm not going to lie. It does take you out of the scene. It looks very much like what this does not look.
Anachronistic,
Yes.
definitely so. Definitely
But
so.
I trust Nolan
Yeah.
to handle it. It
Yeah.
is a little weird, but I trust him. So
Yeah.
let me. What do you guys think? Let me pass it on.
There wasn't honestly that much to go off on the trailer. It did look pretty cool. It did look a little. I mean, people are getting caught up. I think Robert Eggers fucked people up, honestly. I think that's what we're seeing.
How so?
Robert Eggers fucked people up expecting people to have perfect historical accuracy
Oh,
for shit.
yeah.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Because
hundreds or if not thousands of years ago.
Right.
You know what I mean? This motherfucker will sit there and research the speech patterns of 17th century Gothic villages
to make
and
sure the
everything.
witch sounded on
Yes.
point.
And, you know, compared to that, yeah, Nolan's like, come on, man, I'm just trying to make a good movie.
Yeah, I think the internet. I think kind of open yourself up to that point. Like, yeah, folks gonna have their opinions on it, but Nolan does such a good job of making sure you're so grounded in what he's doing that you kind of overlook a lot of that stuff. But to put this in like the summer, like Nolan, Universal, they definitely believe in this movie to just do gangbusters. He had a $1 billion movie two years ago with Oppenheimer come out. This one, it's going to be very interesting to see because with all the stuff coming out this summer, would it be too packed? I'm still very curious as to how this will do.
Let me ask you this. Would you guys have preferred a more grounded Odyssey, or did you want to see gods and monsters and all of that?
Yeah, like that's much part of the Odyssey story. Yeah,
Gotcha.
like I want to see Skyla, the freaking sea serpent. I want to see Calypso. Yeah, Skyla or Kyla?
It was Sila.
Scylla.
So, yeah, I can't remember. I mean, but that is
I
the
wanna see
excitement
those.
and
Yeah.
the
I was in a
the
game I
visuals
played
of the story.
recently with Greek mythology.
Was
I
it
think
God of War?
Sila.
God of War.
No, not Sila. Hades.
Oh man,
Hades
Tanya
is
loves
great.
that
Hades
game.
2.
Oh,
Hades
man.
2 is also.
Yeah, she tried to put me on that game.
Yeah,
Okay,
great
Fucking
game.
awesome.
Shout
Oh,
out.
except for the end. Well, anyway, it's not gonna.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's in there, and she
Okay.
has awesome music.
Okay.
In the game.
No, but like this movie, I love that Nolan is doing a Sword and Sandals movie because he does well in this whole like mythical space. I know folks want him to go back to like Insomnia days or even Memento, where he's making like these grounded kind of like psychological thrillers. But I think Nolan
Memento
really,
was a no grounder.
was it?
No,
Memento?
I mean, I suppose in the sense that there's not fantastical things going on.
Yeah, compared to his
Come
other
on,
works.
It's a very high concept movie.
Yeah, compared to
You know what I mean?
well, it doesn't have like superheroes or like time travel, whatever.
Yeah,
Or, yes, that
relative,
stuff. Yeah.
relatively. Come on, man.
Yeah.
The guy was a little over the top.
Right, but I mean, like folks want. I think he does well doing stuff like that. So to see him really lean into, he's going full on Sword and Sandal, like Clash of the Titans.
He is.
And I love that.
Look, he could have gone the Troy route, right, where they kept it real grounded and told a great
Troy was
story.
awesome.
But I love the fact that he's throwing in the gods and monsters.
Whoa.
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
should be
I
pretty
don't think
good.
people remember Troy for being a great story. I thought it was just because, you know.
Oh, Brad Pitt's amazing. Like the fights and whatnot.
Oh,
the
I
fight
love-
scenes,
I love
the
Troy.
action.
No,
Yeah.
it's so good.
Like usually the Iliad is not as well regarded as the Odyssey because the Trojan War is like someone killed this guy killed that guy, and
Dude stole his wife, caused
yeah.
this huge war.
Oh,
Millions of
Achilles.
people died.
Achilles is unstoppable, and then he's not. Like the Iliad is not as cool as the Odyssey, but it has some like moments that Troy tried to really capture. But
Speaking of which, I think we might have even caught a glimpse of Achilles and some of the dead Greeks. In that one scene where you see those soldiers rising up from.
man, I didn't even consider that.
Yeah, that's a scene from the Odyssey, right, where he has to travel through the underworld and ask for advice.
He does.
So-
And he does see Achilles.
Yeah, we might
be
get
cool.
to see some of them pop up. Again.
We will see. This is also in June of next year. So again,
I thought it was July.
July of next year. So this is a packed summer indeed.
Yeah.
So, all right, going on to the next one, our final trailer. This one we actually caught in
This
theaters.
is a very short teaser.
Yeah, very very short teaser. This one we caught in when we watched Fire and Ash, and this is a teaser.
This was
trailer.
such a ridiculous teaser. They put it
Yeah.
after the Nicole Kidman.
I was very shocked at that. I thought we were going to
I
watch
think that's
the
the
movie.
first fucking time I've seen that.
No, that's the first one
I was
too.
wondering if they like missed, or like I missed it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
if I
yeah,
was like
yeah.
the first trailer. It was just like it has to be the last trailer. What the hell were they
No,
doing?
like Nicole Kidman usually like kicks off the movie.
Nicole Kidman, and then the movie starts. You
But
know?
no, they're able to sneak this little one in. Look, as hyped as I am for Doomsday, this kind of didn't really move the needle for me in terms of excitement. It's just Steve Rogers is back. Not Captain America, but Steve Rogers is back, and he
Yeah.
has a baby, and same house that he and Peggy were at. So, but again, it's kind of like. All right, I kind of knew this already.
Look, I can be the guy to say it. I was pretty disappointed by this. I
Yeah,
thought
it's
we were
kinda-
going to get an actual teaser of the movie. I didn't know this was just a character announcement.
Yeah, it is a character
And
announcement.
It's also kind of like, hey, you just spent, what was it, February? That we just had Captain America 4 with Sam Wilson taking over the mantle. And I thought we were trying to hype that up and get the folks to buy into the concept. And then our first thing for Doomsday is, oh, by the way, Steve Rogers is back.
But
Our
Steve
first thing is Robert Downey Jr. is back.
Yeah.
Oh well, I mean, but well, you guys know what I mean, right? The first teaser for the.
I would say though they were actually very deliberate. They did say Steve Rogers will return. Sam Wilson is Captain America, and Steve in that clip was putting up the mantle of Captain America. So
okay, see, but was he packing it away, or was he like, I'm going to have to go back to this thing?
Not sure. It looked like he was packing it away. So because he has a baby, so I'm probably not going to do both.
It's like if he's in the movie, what else is he going to be besides Captain America?
I know in the comics he becomes Nomad. That's someone that's another alter ego he takes on. I don't know if they're going to do that, but I'm more like, all right, I knew that already. He's coming back, cool.
Right, but it's like exactly right. Yeah. This teaser, this was kind of a lot of build up to a pretty disappointing first showing.
I'd rather them like put out a full teaser than whatever this was.
Right, and so based on what I've heard online, it looks like the plan is they're going to have 4 of these. Right, this is the first of 4. Next one is supposedly going to be for Thor. The one after that was supposed to be for Robert Downey Jr. as Doomsday. And then finally, the 4th week is the actual teaser for the movie.
That's so weird they're doing that.
So, okay. I don't know. Are you guys interested enough to go back to Avatar screenings just to see each edition?
I might be interested enough to go back to Avatar screenings to watch Avatar.
Yeah. Yes. Not for the trailer, but for
fair.
Avatar.
I don't give a shit about this.
Of course.
Okay, so player haters time. No, seriously, man. I'm sorry, but what the fuck? Steve Rogers? That's your big play? And I mean, that's the big play. Otherwise, I wouldn't have put it first. You know what I mean? Mm. Now, how the fuck more are you going to get? There's only so much more like literally, there's nobody else. That's it. They've nostalgia maxed this all the way. You know what I mean? Yeah. They've reached the maximum of the fucking hype they can possibly get from nostalgia, short of putting in, fucking from the grave Christopher Reeves in here somehow.
Well, they'll never do what Flash did, where they like resurrect people. But like this definitely feels.
I'm not gonna bet on that. We might see fucking Chadwick Boseman AI, but
they literally won't do that one. You know that, even for funny's sake. But they won't do that. But I think it definitely feels kind of like.
Don't make me. I'm not gonna say anything that they will not do at this point. I thought this was embarrassing. It just.
Oh wow.
Not to. Let's be honest. Like what? From any kind of storytelling perspective, listen, man. I get that there's people who are comic book nerds and they like this type of stuff. I suppose, right? Because comic books tend to do this shit all the time. Frankly, I thought that's a big part of the reason why comic books started becoming just a nerdy thing as opposed to any kind of mainstream thing. And just the fact that they do ridiculous shit like this and that there's no... It's very clear that the need to create hype has overtaken any need to tell any kind of coherent story. Mm. And that the whole point of why the MCU got as big as it was because there was, on some level in the Infinity Saga, some connective tissue that made it almost seem, I know it wasn't really, but it made it almost seem like everything from the first Iron Man, first moment in the first Iron Man, had led up to the defeat of Thanos. You know what I mean? Yeah. Down to him, Iron Man, being the one
saying the line. Yeah.
I am Iron Man, the whole thing, right? It's not unintentional. Again, deep down, they didn't really write it out perfectly, but it managed to give you that feel.
Yeah, you can see the through line.
Which is a rare thing for it to happen in movies in general, right? But particularly for movies that go on for this long. It's hard enough to keep a trilogy that makes it feel like you planned out the whole trilogy ahead of time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's hard enough to do 4 or 5 movies. They did it for like 20.
Yeah.
And then right now, I mean, Robert Downey Jr., okay, fun stunt casting. They were clearly going to reference the fact that he was Iron Man, but okay, maybe you could talk yourself into how that could be fun. Mm-hmm. But at this point, I feel like I don't even have to go watch the movie to know they're going to do a thing where like Steve Rogers tries to convert Robert Downey Jr. back to the side of good because he's going to be like, oh no, that's my buddy. That's my buddy Tony Stark. Of course, there's still good in him. I don't know what happened that made him turn this way, but I know my friend is still in there. Like, bro, they might even say that exact line. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at this point, I don't see how I'm supposed to pretend to get excited about this.
Right. No, and actually, the sentiment that Juan shared is not. He's not alone. A lot of people are like,
MCU
"Hey, man,
fatigue is real.
We don't."
It's definitely real.
I think what gives me hope again is just the team they have doing this within the MCU. The Russo brothers, Marcus McFeely, Feige, they're batting 4 for 4, just doing these movies. But they have a steep hill to climb because they need to get people like Juan excited, and this is not a good kickoff to like get people like Juan. I'm going to go see it, but they need people that are like on the fence to go see it.
Seeing it just, I think it's so telling. I think we've talked about this before, but it's so telling when an MCU movie used to be announced or come out. And keep in mind, we're not going to be at a point where we have 4 MCU movies in 3 years. Right? That between this year and the next 2 years, we're going to have 4 total movies.
Yeah.
So it used to be, and if an MCU project came out, I don't even think we have MCU TV shows anymore. Are there any that you can?
I mean, they have Marvel
Zombies?
Wonder Man coming out soon.
That's
Supposedly, the plan is that they're going to drop all 8 episodes in like one
Yeah,
go.
well,
That means
which
there's no marketing. They're just dumping it out.
Yeah, the
Marvel
trailer
TV
hasn't
is
been
dead.
great.
Marvel Disney Plus is dead, as far as I can tell.
And it started off pretty strong with WandaVision. I like what they were doing. Just petered off.
Even Hawkeye, I think, was fun.
Hawkeye was enjoyable, which I wanted to like it more. But again, they kind of petered off in terms of quality.
But I mean, look, in their defense, they had the whole situation with Bob Chapek running Disney, where he was telling them, "Hey, basically crank out as much content as you can, especially stuff for Disney Plus. I want people subscribing." When you're stuck in that position, you kind of just have to do what your boss tells you, but it leads to situations where you're pumping out lower quality content than the audience is used to.
You gotta meet that quota.
And they're still trying to recover from that, right? They're trying to slow down and be like, okay, we're going to slow roll out our movies a bit more. We're going to try to give you the best quality we can, but you have to win people back first because you've already kind of burned them a bit.
Yep.
So it's going to be an uphill battle for them. I think the good thing about Doomsday is that it's going to kind of set up, Secret Wars comes after, right?
Yeah, the next year.
And supposedly the whole purpose of that is it's going to clean up the timeline. There's going to be just one continuity now. There's not going to be all this multiverse stuff anymore. So we'll see if they can actually clean it up in a meaningful way that brings people back in and kind of get back to quality control.
Yes, it's a tall order. It's definitely a tall order.
Bring people back into what? At this point.
Get them back excited to watch the movies. Like that's the whole
more
point.
Steve Rogers movies. Everything.
If it's compelling enough, one, I think it doesn't matter who's in it. That's all. I suppose nothing's been compelling enough.
That's a true statement, but that's the problem.
Yeah, they haven't been compelling.
Yeah, I mean, we say that, but it's like at the same time, Marvel Comics as a whole, right? What is it? Are they coming up on 100 years soon?
Yeah,
something like that.
Over 100
they
years.
have found a way to keep their popular characters going. They can't force people to be like, I still want to see Steve Rogers movies. But if people are buying it,
that speaks to kind of. I was kind of building up to this. It used to be a Marvel movie, a Marvel TV show come out. You know, my sisters, my wife, random people would be like, "Oh shit, Ant-Man 3 came out. We got to go watch it." Right? Like it's just like, I don't even watch any of these movies, but I'm just gonna go watch Endgame because it's made freaking $2 billion, and I gotta see
it's part of pop culture,
what the hell is going on and what the hype is about. Right? It used to be, like literally, my sister would be like texting me like, "Oh, hey, the new MCU comes out this week. We're gonna go watch it on Saturday with like blah 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 and all this stuff." So it wasn't just you say comic books have existed, but comic books have existed amongst a very niche nerd audience at this point. It used to be a little more widespread. Before, obviously, there wasn't as much TV.
The fact they're able to get like all 4 quadrants to come in and not just the nerds is a big deal. And they've lost the quadrant.
Yeah, so it was like Iron Man was just an appeal to. I mean, some superhero movies had some mass appeal, but it was mostly an appeal to nerds, and like the whole prospect of this stuff. It had gotten big enough where you could just. It wasn't just wife, let's go to the movies, and I get to pick this time, so we're gonna go watch a superhero movie. She says, "Okay, dear, I'm nice, so yeah, we can go do that." No, it was like, the wife's like, "Okay, we're going to go watch the latest Guardians of the Galaxy because I got to go find out what happens next."
Yeah, the excitement isn't there anymore.
Yeah, it's just gone.
Yeah. I mean, and if it's gone, they're going to do what they can to try to win people back, right? But if they can't do it, then it is what it is.
And even as a person that is a fan of these, I have to admit, like, it's undeniable. Like, people just aren't hyped. Even I'm not hyped. I didn't go out and see Brave New World right away. And that's telling.
I
Like,
still haven't seen it.
yeah, that's telling that I haven't.
No,
gone
and
to
that's
see it.
fair, right?
I actually forgot that came out
And
this year.
nothing against Sam Wilson and all that, but I
I forgot that came out this year.
yeah, it came
Was
out February.
Thunderbolts this year?
February, but the Thunderbolts I actually enjoyed a lot. So that's the one that
was
kind of saved
decent.
it.
That was decent.
But
no,
but they're not hitting like they
And
used
see,
to.
and that's perfectly fair, right? I
Yeah, of
mean,
course.
they have lost people. They made some mistakes along the way. We'll see if they can recover, folks,
Yeah.
or if this is just like the death knell for the MCU. Maybe this is the steady decline. Who knows?
Like if
who
the
knows?
goal, if the idea is that you have to have a compelling, well-made movie that has narrative resonance to win these people back, then bringing Steve Rogers back is not the thing that does that.
You don't think there's a way to tell that storytelling wise? There's no way to bring him back that would make sense.
I mean,
storytelling wise, you think?
maybe plot-wise,
Okay,
but not character-wise.
because it was such a perfect
Steve's
ending.
character
Yeah.
was finished.
Yeah, it was a perfect ending.
You're just bringing him back just to bring him back.
Yeah, which
Okay.
I mean, I think we all knew this
Yes.
was inevitable,
Yes.
right? He's too
Like at
popular
least
of a
with Robert
character.
Downey Jr., you could pretend to yourself that's a different character.
And they're at least trying to do something different, with
Especially
him.
bringing Steve
Yeah.
Rogers back, it's gonna be some kind of dark Iron Man variant or something.
Right, this is
like
definitely
before
not our
before
Iron
you could
Man,
you could pretend a
different
little
universe.
bit,
That
but
is-
now
yeah.
it's very obvious that that's what they're going for.
And I will say though, as much as I'm looking forward to this, Doctor Doom is like my favorite villain in fiction. Like Biff Tannen from Back to the Future and Doctor Doom are my favorite villains.
That's
And
a fun
I'm
choice.
not. Doctor Doom has a very specific, very rich backstory and lore mythology to it. And I don't think it should be really even mixed up with Iron Man. Even though it's not even him, it's the same guy. And that right there is not.
You know,
even
part of the
working
problem with this movie and why I think it's a little bit screwed. So Doctor Doom, outside of nerds that are into comic books, at least to some extent, has zero presence in pop culture other than the mask. Like, think that through properly. There was the Fantastic Four movie, which was a weird character named Victor Von Doom, but very little relation to anything. Not a particularly memorable villain, first of all, and very little relation to anything related to the actual Doctor Doom that people know from comic books. Right? He was absent from most of the video games. Right, he was not in Marvel versus DC, Marvel's versus Capcom.
He was.
Eventually, he was not in the first. game.
Not the first one. Okay. I remember him being the later games.
Yeah,
Okay.
he eventually came in, but not the first one because that was when they were passing the rights to Fantastic Four to I think Fox.
Yeah, to Fox from.
So they sold it so stupid as Marvel was like, oh, we don't want to hype up Fantastic Four.
And even then, historically, Fantastic Four comic books have been very, very low selling, just historically, just from their inception. They haven't really sold
I didn't
a lot.
know that part.
Yeah, they just didn't sell a
They
lot.
had that old Golden Age animation TV show,
Which was awesome.
But that was from the 80s?
No, they're from the 60s.
60s or
yeah,
70s?
Yeah, from the 60s.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they haven't had anything since then.
They had that horrible Josh Trank movie that came out.
Yeah, they
10
had that
years
horrible
ago.
Josh Trank movie, and that's it. They weren't in any of the Avengers games. They weren't referenced at all. I can't stress enough that for a good chunk of people who are not deeply into comic books, they know MF Doom better than they know Doctor Doom.
Yeah. Yeah.
MF Doom is a more
recognizable
part of pop culture. And yeah, everybody knows where he got the mask from. That is Doctor Doom inspired.
Right, I see that.
But it's become his own thing.
Again, it's part of that uphill battle. Like, all right, who's this villain? Why do we care? But I guess the pull is, you should care because it's RDJ's face. Look, man,
I feel like that's part of the reason they did that.
Yeah, you can
because
try.
There's the people who be like, yeah, Doctor Doom, that's awesome. Are the people who are always gonna watch Marvel movies, like the core base, who are like the deep nerds and who love this shit, pretty much no matter what's going on. I can't tell my sister, be like, oh yeah, Doctor Doom's gonna be in this movie, and pretend she's gonna be like,
who's that?
Who the hell is that?
And Juan, I think you highlight a great point, right? There is no single element that the MCU can throw in at this point to be like, okay, this is it. You have to come see it because of this. It has to be like an intricate. It just has to be a conglomeration of everything has to hit on all cylinders for this to work and win back the audience.
Such a tightrope that they're walking right now that it's do or die.
Yeah.
But I'm still just like, all right, let's see what you got.
You know, I won't hate
exactly.
too much. I hope they manage. I hope they surprise me.
Yes.
But this was not the way to
Exactly.
get me excited.
No, and I
You are
agree.
correct
Like
on
a
that.
character announcement
You're
is
correct.
not enough to move the needle for most folks. I mean, the
This
diehards feel
character
like,
announcement in
yeah.
particular was
In particular, this one. That's
Yeah.
where I was like, that was a nothing. I don't want to say nothing burger because it's cool as a kid.
at
okay,
least Chris Evans
whatever.
is a good actor, so that's an improvement.
That is true, though.
Yeah.
He's a fucking awesome presence on screen. So
Shout out to
that's-
Chris Evans.
See,
So
and-
that's already a plus. That is a plus. I will say that.
And RGJ coming off an Oscar. Like, they got people in these movies that
Oh
are
yeah,
great
absolutely.
actors. So,
I mean, these.
yeah.
If they continue with the planned character announcements, if it is true that next week we're getting
Thor.
Thor's, and then next week we're getting Doomsday. I mean,
Dr. Doom.
Doomsday. RDJ is Doctor Doom.
Look, man,
I-
that's going to be a fun cast. I will just to be optimistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to be optimistic somehow.
It's
Yeah.
not what I would have done. It's not what's going to get me excited for this, but I hope it works out for them in the end.
Again, Juan, I don't want to rain on your hate parade, Juan. I don't want to do that, but I see where you're coming from. But I'm
Rain
like,
on your hate parade.
but like I get it. I actually get why they have to win people back because the MQ isn't popping like he used to anymore. So,
I don't want to rate on your join parade.
my-
Or maybe I do. Fuck it. I don't know. What does a hater do in this case?
no, yeah,
Brings the sunshine.
a hater would rain on the joy parade to the opposite. Yeah. Hate. Yes. Anyway, yeah, that's no, we're excited for the most part from 2026. So we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. That's supposed to be in 2026 as well,
Yep.
correct?
At the end, so
Yeah, we got
a year
the
from
countdown
a year
going
from
at the
now.
end.
Got 1 year.
year
1
from
year
now.
from now. You're right. I remembered that. Okay, so I guess it's time for that review, y'all.
Oh, did we do all three? My
Yes.
gosh, we're moving. Okay.
We are moving.
What's
We
up?
are
Review
not actually. We got to
time.
get into this.
But yeah, man. Look,
All right, so right off the bat,
We're going to
Cameron.
talk about Avatar: Fire and Ash. aren't
Jimmy
we?
Cameron is a
Fire
miss,
and
guys.
Ash.
Jimmy Cameron don't miss, guys.
Yeah.
James
Jimmy
Cameron.
Cam.
I will say, you know what? This is probably the first time he hasn't raised the bar.
You don't think he went
I
next
think
level?
he met his own bar, but I don't think he necessarily raised it.
Okay. Even visually, you don't think he like went next level?
Do you feel that he did?
I think so. There's some shots.
There's
that
a
look-
few awesome shots, but there were
Photorealistic.
some unbelievable shots in the second one. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it did not feel like the big leap the second one was from the first.
Okay.
From a visual perspective.
You know what? Yes, because this was like a
To be
15-year
fair,
gap.
they
Yeah.
were filmed back to back.
Mm-hmm.
These two, they were made pretty much at the same time, so it was unrealistic.
You know what?
They were
I
supposed
could
to be a
see-
single movie at one
Yeah.
point, and then they split it into two.
Yeah,
You know
it
what,
was
you're right.
unrealistic to expect the same kind of leap. There wasn't obviously the same 10-year gap.
Yeah, I don't feel as though that's a slight to the movie though. So, yeah,
Yeah. Let me.
It's not a slight. No.
yeah, it's not a slight.
Let me start with the broader scope, the big picture, and then kind of go down to the details here. I think in general, visuals are there, right?
Definitely there.
Like as Juan said, some people are not going to walk away feeling like this just changed my life. I saw visuals that I never thought I could see.
No,
in
will
film.
not. No, will not.
Probably not, but it's still the movie in general. It looked good.
You
right?
must see this on
No,
the big
it's the
screen.
best thing in theaters visually,
Yes.
other than Avatar: Way of Water. Like
absolutely.
I will say James Cameron's competition. He has set the bar where him and maybe fucking Denis Villeneuve
Danny Villeneuve could do it.
are reaching
Yeah,
that
the
level
Dune
from a
series
visual
is shaping up to
perspective.
be, yeah.
And that's the list.
Yeah.
I haven't.
That
wa-
is the list. There is nobody else.
I haven't walked out of a theater like, wow, the visuals. Remember when you and I saw Aquaman? Remember we walked
Aquaman
out.
was awesome, but not like this.
No, but remember the last time we walked out, like, damn, that was
No,
incredible
bro, Dune
visually.
2, the
Yeah.
fucking sandworms.
Oh man, Dune 2. Dune 2
Bro,
is correct.
come on, remember the end of
Yeah.
Dune 2?
We walked.
Okay, so the end
Yeah.
of Dune 2 is the most visually spectacular shit I've seen.
It's actually perfect.
That does beat anything,
It's
but
perfect.
just the end. The rest of the movie, Avatar clears. But the fucking sandworm attack scene where they killed the Emperor.
Yes.
Come on, man. That's the most visually spectacular thing I think I've ever seen on movie theaters. I don't think anything really compares.
Well,
I guess if
it's
you want to
great,
count
it's
for me
great.
as a kid, maybe like Lord of the Rings back then might have felt that awesome. But like, it's not at that same level, deep down, you know.
I placed that end credit scene in Dune Part 2 in there. There are shots in Lawrence of Arabia that are like, you can't get that anywhere else. But yeah, it's up
No,
there.
but, like,
It's
in general,
to
I mean-
put that in that category is
Yeah.
incredible.
Fire and Ash, it looks amazing. Everyone would agree that, hey, it looks great.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
What did you guys think about the story? Because I think this is where the real debate comes
So
in.
I
It's kinda
think-
lacking a little
Well, let's go a little bit. Well, we won't go into every little beat because there's too many beats.
4 hour
Yeah.
movie.
But just to go over some of the plot and like focus in on some stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of get. So the movie starts off basically right where the second one ends.
Yeah, pretty heartfelt actually how it opens up with
We see
no.
I can't remember his name.
Laon, the younger brother.
The older brother and the younger Sully brothers.
Locke?
Loak is the younger
Loak.
one.
Loak, and then his
Bro,
older
they said his name a
brother,
lot. I still don't remember it.
of course, died in the first one.
Yeah, I don't remember his name either.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Anyway, it's a pretty awesome little flight scene. Very reminiscent of the first movie. Mm-hmm. Very actually, this movie had that a lot. Where first movie came out long enough where little callbacks and cameos from the first movie almost feel like nostalgia plays. Do you know what I mean? In most trilogies, you'll just be like, oh, yeah, of course you have some callbacks to characters from the first movie. And this is like, oh, it's a little CEO from the first movie. That's awesome.
Jeremiah Busey's back.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, it's been so long. It's like, oh, I remember this guy.
And the guy from I think he was in the second one too, but the other Avatar, he was in Dodgeball, that guy.
The guy from Dodgeball
The
and
white
Grandma's
guy.
Boy.
Yeah, Grandma's Boy, yeah, that guy. Yeah, he was in it.
The guy who pretends he's in the Matrix.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but it's
I
good.
can't remember his name, but yeah, he's from Dodgeball.
It's cool to see those people back.
Yes. So he's in there. We see the CEO. We see a couple of the older, like the Naavi from the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right, the doctor, the doctor with the glasses.
Oh, yeah, the
kinda
Indian
crazy
guy.
hair,
Yeah.
the Indian guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, we get some good callbacks.
And Juan, while we're talking about callbacks, because this is the thing that a lot of people take issue with this movie, and it's the recycled plot lines.
Oh, yeah.
Now, sometimes it's hard to draw the distinction. Let me ask you guys, did it work for you all? Were these recycled plot lines, or were these meaningful callbacks to the earlier films?
It felt recycled in that the Sky People are always attacking. That's always going to be a plot point, and they're
Right.
always going to have to like go out on a quest to defeat the Sky People. That's
Right.
that's been a thing since the first one. What kept me involved and intrigued though was just the characters, the visuals, all that stuff too. So I
Exactly.
almost kind of like, all right, but it definitely felt like this is just Way of Water again.
Right.
Yeah.
It's an engaging plot, but it's not a particularly deep.
Yeah, it's not deep.
Or creative one.
The part
People
the,
don't get carried away. I mean, Pocahontas and Dance with the Wolves were fun
Fern, or
movies.
Ferngully, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Ferngully. Say, but it's just those movies. Okay, but those are good movies. It's
It's
not the end of the world.
it's not the slight you think
to
it
kind of
is.
repeat the plot a little bit.
The one plot point I liked, or arc I liked, was Neytiri's arc. Actually, I thought that was very fascinating and very, very
That was
compelling.
interesting.
It was very
That's-
compelling.
That's where this movie
That's why
shines,
I
right?
loved.
The character developments, their arcs in this film
Especially hers.
is great.
Yeah.
I think my source of frustration was just like, okay, this war's been going on for how long
For
now?
how long? 20
Each movie just
years.
deals with a single battle. It feels like we're not actually moving that plot
What's the end
forward.
game here, guys?
Like, at one
Yeah.
point, does Earth say, okay, well, screw this. We're bringing down the full weight of our armies to just take over this planet and
It's been
commit
like-
mass genocide?
It's the third time they've like fought them off.
Like,
at
yeah,
some
it's
it
point.
just
feels
one
like-
small battle, and it's like, okay, we won, yay, Naavi, and then recycle
Yeah, I think
again.
that's probably the biggest criticism. This movie, if you're looking at an overall overarching plot between this as a series, if you care about that, and this movie did not advance it meaningfully
No,
past where Way of Water ended.
no, it did not.
It advanced singular people stuff,
It
but
advanced
not.
characters. It
Yeah.
advanced our understanding of the world. It advanced. It did advance the conflict as opposed to in terms of inflaming it more. But
The episode with Spider definitely opens up a whole new thing.
Yeah,
What they
individual
do.
characters really
Yeah.
shine in this film.
But you are correct that if you are like, okay, so we ended a Way of Water where the Na'vi defeated the humans, and there's still this war going on with the humans are licking their wounds and coming back. Well, that's the third fucking movie we ended the same way.
Exactly.
Yeah, it actually ends on the same note. I think from what I understand, Cameron wants to make 2 more movies, and he said in interviews that like that last one they do end up on Earth. But again, would you know that at going into the end of this that's what their intentions
No,
are?
and
Not
there's-
really.
And there's
It's like-
kind of a silly MacGuffin in this film with the whole, oh, hey, Spider now has the ability to breathe on the planet,
which is very compelling.
which would be like, oh, okay, well, yeah, it is really dangerous if they capture him and kind of understand how to mimic that. But when you look at Spider's actual condition now, he has an organism living inside of him that has replicated the floor of the planet it's changed his at a cellular level, according to what the scientists said early on. That's not something that you can just be like, okay, we'll study this and replicate it. Like, no, dude, unless you're making genetically altered human beings.
No, I mean,
you
in
can't
sci-fi,
replicate
they
that.
always find some way.
That could be yada 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 away.
Yeah,
but
no, you
with-
can yada yada that.
My problem with that is like you're basically introducing this, but what do you like? You're not. What are you going to do with this? And they
Right.
kind of just stopped. And
There's
I'm
that
like,
too, right? If we had ended this film with saying, "Hey guys, we've cracked the code. Now humans
Send this
can,
back to
can
Earth."
breed
Yeah.
on this planet," that would at least move the war forward. But there's none of that here. It's like, no, we got Spider. He's fine. They don't have the data they need yet.
It felt like they're trying to. James Cameron's trying to put in like chess pieces in place so he can do what he wants to do in the next 2 movies. But it's like, dude, you have 3 movies already. Like,
Yeah.
you should have been
the
chess
only
piecing already.
meaningful advancements, if we're looking again as a plot in the overall series advancement, is that Sigourney Weaver's teenage character has I don't know her name. I do not know these people's names.
I call her Katie. That's what it sounded
You
like.
can just call it Sigourney.
Yeah, it's Sigourney Weaver. As far as I'm concerned, you can tell.
I'm
if
sorry,
you-
Kiri.
Curie.
If you like listen to her closely, you can very much tell it's an 80-year-old woman.
It's
and not a
definitely,
teenager.
it's definitely.
But it's pretty funny if you like pay attention to it. But she almost gets away with it. She legit like doesn't.
There are parts you kinda forget.
She's such a good actress that
Yeah.
there's moments where she just sounds like a more mature 16-year-old than a fucking 80-year-old. But there's a lot of moments where it's like, no, that's Journey Weaver, bro. Anyways, she has superpowers now.
Jedi powers, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
she
is.
even Jedi's probably understating it.
She's a child of the goddess of the planet.
Yeah.
So,
So we have that. We have Spider can breathe and connect to Iowa, and otherwise being the key to humanity being able to just live on. What's this planet called again?
Pandora.
Pandora.
And they kept saying, this is dangerous, but they just kept saying it to me, but not really like
No,
conveying
it's
it
very
to me. It's like,
okay. So like a big weakness for the human beings, and the reason they have to act like the way they do is that they cannot breathe the air. Right, and they didn't go into it as much, but like in the first movie in particular, that was a huge plot
Yeah.
point. Right, that they cannot breathe the air; it's all toxic to them, and the whole planet is like hyper hostile to them. Right, keep in mind, it's not just that they can breathe. It's, I mean, I don't know how well they know, but they would also get access to like the mycelium network to Iowa.
yeah.
Right. So basically, it would allow them to propagate, to start clearing the forest easily, to start mass burning it. They wouldn't need the suits. They wouldn't need all this stuff.
and that is one thing I'll give them. If there's any plot development in the war, it's that the general mentions, "Hey, I'm trying to get this city up and running." So they are actively trying to colonize Pandora, right?
It would have been hard because of the air issue.
Right, the air issue is holding them back. That's something. I
Yeah,
wish there was a
something.
lot more development in the war, but that's fine. He has 2 more films to do that, apparently. I
Yeah,
will
no,
say, in general, I don't think this series needed to be 5 films long, based on the
didn't.
stories we're getting.
No, it didn't.
But visuals are great.
That's really what gets people back in the theaters for.
It's,
just to
it's
see
also
this.
a fun plot. I feel like it's underrated. I was engrossed throughout the whole movie.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I was, worried about the characters. I teared up at the sad moments. People act like, oh, it's just the visuals. Again, nobody's gonna pretend it's gonna win an Oscar for screenwriting.
Yeah.
Right, but the characters are fun to hang out with. The world is beautiful, which gives you this more additional connection to the characters because you care about what they care about. You kind of understand why they would fight for this instinctively, right? It's like, yeah, of course, this is worthy of protection.
Yeah.
Not just like, oh, we're just fighting to save our land. It's like, no, we're fighting to save this great, beautiful, connected world we all share.
Yeah, it's like the Naavi are trying to tell the humans each time, like, you guys are kind of trying to destroy something that's like really sacred and deep, and you guys aren't seeing that. And that's another part of the conflict we're seeing. And with Natiri, she's like lost everything, and to see her try to get that stuff back, try to keep her family together. Same with Jake, keeping the family together in spite of all this. It's very, very compelling. And Juan, you're right. I cared about these people on top of it being
The conflict between
super incredible looking.
Jake and Quadridge is very very
Yeah, there's a
interesting.
lot.
That's very
Back
interesting.
there.
That's very interesting, actually.
Like they start off again. on some level, it's very similar to the start of the second movie, like the kickoff. Or it's like, okay, yeah, they got the big blue guy. He's there with. At this point, he has one other blue commando with him, and they're we gotta go get Jake Sully.
Let's get him. Yep.
Yeah, like so it's pretty
Same
much
plot over again.
pretty much the same start. With the relationship with Spider is more clear cut. He almost becomes kind of like this mirror between the two men.
Yeah.
Right? They both love him.
They reflect
They're
off of him.
both serious people who are warriors, who like loyal warriors to their people and their cause, right? But it just shows again a mirror in the sense that he's like that split in the middle where they can see each other reflected. They can see their similarities. They can see things they relate to. But it's also kind of like what they're fighting over, right? Like the split between them. You know, they're not holding hands. They're separated by this mirror where, you know, they both want Spider. They both have their goals that involve getting Spider to do what they want instead of what necessarily Spider wants.
Yep.
It's very easy to say in this film that Quattridge, in particular, his character arc is probably one of the most compelling in this movie because it is a recycled plot point from the first one of what Jake Sully's character went through, right? Was it Jack or is it Jake?
Jake Sully.
Jake Sully, right? He kind of gets immersed in this world. He falls in love, and he starts to realize, oh, wait, I want to fight for Pandora and the Naavi people.
Yeah, there's more to this. Yeah.
You know, my country back home. And Quattridge is kind of having a similar situation where it's like, okay, I'm still trying to, you know, pursue the interests of my company. I want to capture Jake. I want to get Spider back. But then he meets, what is her name? Vagrant?
Not Vagrant.
Varong.
Vagrant, great name. Varong, and who is just a scene stealer in this film.
Oh, yeah.
She's incredible.
Yeah, she's incredible.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Una Chaplin.
Una Chaplin. Just
Una
like
Chaplin.
in the first film, Quattridge meets a woman that kind of makes him question his loyalties,
Jake
right?
Sully.
Yeah, we see a situation where I can believe this scene where he walked into that war meeting in full-on body paint of her people.
Yeah, bro.
Bro, he was down bad, bro. He
Seriously
was
down bad.
Bro, she had to have some
Fire, so to speak.
She awakened some like the same way. What do you call it? That little bunny, Lola Bunny, awakens
Of
some
course.
folks. There's some people who are going to be into like hot blue, blue
very
cosplay
attractive.
in like 5-10 years.
Yeah, show me how to make thunder.
Right.
That's what I gotta say.
So to make them, or no, the freaking scene in the tent with the hallucinogenics.
Oh yeah, she blew into his nose and he just went somewhere else. That was
and like seeing the bright colors and stuff. And
Yeah.
man, I'd be freaking out. But he was like, "Oh man, I'm getting kind of horny."
Yeah, he wasn't scared at all. He was like, I'm into this.
His team up with Jake in this movie, in addition to him finding his relationship with her, he's kind of having conflicted feelings now himself. It's
And
just the start of it.
And Jake is like poking on you. See, man,
it's
I
like,
see you.
Open
Like, what's
your
going
eyes
on?
and see that you're not this dead soldier that they've implanted his memories into you. But
Yeah.
And
you're
it's
your own
funny
person.
too because Varang is kind of also a negative mirror of Neytiri.
Yep,
Yes.
definitely.
Where
She lost everything,
She
too.
lost everything, but she became vengeful and hateful towards Ariel. Where Neytiri never lost her faith and said,
Yeah.
"Hey, this has to be somehow what Ariel wanted."
I love that scene where she like snapped at Jake, like, dude, I don't need this right now. I've lost everything. Your son died. You're trying to tell me this. All I got right now is Awa. Like, get out of here with that. It was great to see that because no, she's right. Like Jake, you're barking up the wrong sheet right now, man. She's going through some stuff, and
She
I love
definitely
that.
goes through a lot in this film. I mean, Zoe Saldana in an interview said, "Hey, she's going through a full-blown racist arc in this movie. She
Yeah.
hates the Sky people,
She hates Spider,
and she even hates the fact that her kids are partially Sky people."
And Sigourney Weaver, Kiri called her out like, "Hey, man, do you hate me, mom?" And she didn't answer.
Yeah,
she didn't answer.
And it's like I'm glad that she has that full circle moment where they choose not to sacrifice Spider. And
That
she's
felt like some biblical,
I
like,
can't do
is that Aesop and Isaac?
That's Abraham and Isaac.
That felt like some
Abraham and
straight up
Isaac. It
biblical.
was very much Abraham
That was
and
some.
Definitely
I was
took it
like,
straight from that. There's this great scene where she's wiping off the body paint. She has the visual of blood on her hands, and she's
She
like,
has red body paint because she was pretending to be the Ash people.
Yeah.
Visually, the Ash people are awesome.
they have a cool aesthetic and a cool
awesome
like, vibe
aesthetic.
to them.
No,
Scary,
you can
though.
tell when Quadrage went balls deep right away.
He walked into that tent and like no one followed it in. Like, you knew what was happening because he was like, "Let me do this real quick." No, but what I love most about the Fire People in that we've seen the Water Tribe. Every tribe, they did a good job of making each tribe distinct. I love
Yes.
that. Like everyone says that all the time, but like they did a good job of saying no. The fire people even behave and even speak and move in a different way than like the water or the forest people or whatever. And I love that they established that, and it's tough to do. Like 3 movies in, like you're making us now like care and be enthralled by this new tribe of people. So I love what James Cameron did. Again, like world building wise with the Fire Tribe.
It's great, and their religion is. We dived a bit deeper into it in this film. It's very odd to me because on the one hand, Awa, they worship her as a god, but it's not like she's omniscient, right? It's kind of more like Gaia theory, where the planet is alive and she's at the center of it.
Yeah, she can.
And
hold
at
on,
that time, she
hold
can
on,
control
bro.
the animals, things like that.
They
But-
literally showed the big baby giant.
Yeah, like they
Awa.
showed her.
Yeah.
Like you see like her kind of do one
Yeah,
of these
it's
things.
like
Yeah,
the
it's like a
planet is
face.
alive,
Yeah.
but she's
It's
not
literally
like
a big baby face.
right. But she's not like a god, right? She can influence things on the planet.
It felt
but-
very godly.
I think because just one by the way, what Kiri could do, that felt like some god type stuff.
But
Yeah.
but that's like biological, right? Like she talked to the roots, they manipulated the organism that he swallowed, and it changed his biology. Like by
So
fusing
obviously,
with
there's
it.
different tiers of God when we're talking about fictional gods.
Yeah, but
Yes.
she's like not omniscient, right? She can't like hear, like you know what I'm saying? Like if they're just having an
Yeah,
internal
she's
prayer.
not like omnipotent.
Okay, yeah,
Right.
it's not like okay, she's not like that.
it's like
yes.
what could a planet do if it was a living being that you can talk to and ask it for favors?
Okay, and this is
Yeah.
what this is basically in inside of Pandora. No, and I love that we kind of explored that through Sigourney Weaver's character and kind of learned more about that. I love just the fact that she cares a lot about the Pandora, the people on it, her friends and family, but she knows that she's different, and her whole arc of like kind of figuring out, okay, that's where I came from. I think they should have maybe spent a little bit more time on that because that's a huge kind of. We all knew this, but I wish they would have let
wasn't
her
worth-
sit a little bit for her.
Because it was only a reveal to her.
Of
It
course,
was
yeah.
dramatic
Yeah.
irony and not, having it as a big reveal when your character, the audience, everybody in the audience already knows.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just a silly thing.
Yeah, it just felt like kind of like I wish. There's maybe they just maybe gave them just one more beat to it, but I know they have to keep the story going. So.
Sure. There was that and the whole spirit world thing. I guess I wasn't paying attention in the earlier films. I didn't know that this is a thing. You can go talk to your dead ancestors anytime you want.
In the
Ancestors.
first one, they established that that's what that is.
That's
but,
very much Native American inspired.
Yeah.
Where like
But
the shamans
Cena-
could talk to the
yeah.
ancestors.
Like that's fascinating.
Every scene of that was.
I mean, it's
amazing.
clear, like Aowa is like, okay, taking these native myths and it's okay, what if we had a fantastical way that they actually were real?
Yeah.
Like they were connected to the spirits of the forests and the bears and the buffalo. Well, in this one, they literally are, right? Oh, and they had this deep connection with nature and with the world around them. Okay, no, in this one, they literally attached to
that
the
connection.
nature.
Connect to it, and even when you die, you can go join your ancestors. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, when you pass on, you go like to the kind of spirit world. Your ancestors give you advice, and there's like a shaman or other religious figure that can kind of connect you to that. Okay, yeah, so there's there and that too. It's a fantastical take on Native American. Obviously, I don't know how particularly accurate and specific he got with it, and it's a little bit probably more of a pastiche of Native American exoticism.
It's an interesting way to mix the science of a Gaia planet plus the mysticism of but by the way, through the Gaia planet there is a spirit world and you live on forever within it.
Yeah.
So pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fun enough. It's fun enough.
Yeah.
No, so again, the movie goes on. The scene where Spider legit because able to breathe. Because Sigourney Weaver gives him uses her powers to give him basically part of Awa. I thought that was almost part of the problem. I think most people have is that Spider, the human character, is one of the most poorly designed characters in recent fictional memory.
He was pretty annoying in the last movie.
Sorry, Ghost. I was just gonna say. Let me just say real quick. I didn't realize this until the day I saw a video on Twitter. basically he has to shoot every scene twice. So they'll shoot him once in the motion capture shoot to kind of catch his emotions with the rest of the crew, but then he flies to New Zealand and he redoes all the shoots again by himself with animatronic tall dolls to get the sizing right.
The scales, they can see it.
And so it's a lot to ask of a 15-year-old, like, hey, shoot it twice. By the way, the second time you're doing it in a studio, basically alone with puppets. So
Jack Champion, shout out to you, the actor that played Spider.
I mean, give him some grace, but at the same time, his lines in this film, he's not well written.
A lot of delivery kind of off a lot of times.
When I say he's poorly designed, I mean like everything. His visual design is hideous.
The loincloth.
The loincloth. He looks like a white hipster version of Mowgli. You know what I mean?
Mowgli or that kid from Jungle to Jungle, whatever that movie was with the kid from that kid, kind of like the weird dreadlock
I don't think
stuff.
I even watched that, but it's just white boy Mowgli.
Really
it was bad enough when he was a minor character in the second movie, but in this character, I mean, he's like becomes like a principal, like Maguffin almost for everybody. So there's that, but from a conceptual design, he's just like the snarling, angry kind of like Beast Boy kind of thing. You know, it's
sometimes it felt like he was in a different movie.
It's
kind
of aggravating.
Take that, bad guys! Yeah, suck on that.
or dancing the booty dance.
What are you gonna do? Butthole is like.
Butt muncher. It's like,
it's he comes across like as almost like a surfer kind of.
Yeah.
They say bro a lot. Him and Loak say bro all the time, and that was kind of funny.
But it almost feels like he taught Loak that bro, but like where the fuck did he get it from?
Right.
He
I
was
don't even
born
remember how he got under Jake Sully's protection.
He was so in the second one they said that he was born to Quaritch on that base, and they just like let him stay because he was a kid that was born there. They couldn't send him back, so that's how he just stayed. It was like that.
I forgot most of the humans left.
Yeah, but they left him there, so it was like, oh snap.
Yeah,
Quaritch left him there.
Yeah, I kind of forgot that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so no man, it's just. He's just awful to look at.
As annoying,
the movie, he's kind of annoying.
As annoying as he is, I do like what they did with him and his little arc to become accepted in this new family. He
became more compelling to me. I was actually kind of worried about him and shit.
That will die.
I mean, not well. There was a moment like where if you had told me, "Oh, he's gonna die," and I was like, "Oh, finally." But yeah, man. It's like all the humans are chasing him because he's like they're like.
He's the key.
He's the key to them being able to breathe there. It's not the most compelling part of the story.
No.
Even though the whole human thing was kind of odd. Like the general fighting with the chairman dude from the first movie felt odd. It felt like it was confusing what the power structure was and what the plan of humanity was at this point. They're like, oh, yeah, we're going to get some more of that whale oil. They forgot completely about the unobtainium.
Unobtainium was just
never mentioned that again.
That was just the first.
Just like screw that.
I guess it's more like they're just mining that in the background and they're not really after that anymore. It's what it felt like.
I don't know.
Again, I can't say.
I don't remember what they used it for, but I understand.
It was just
that,
like good for money.
Yeah,
I can't remember. It was like more powerful oil or something.
Yep.
Okay, but it's like I get it. The whale oil that makes you like live longer or forever or whatever it is. That's pretty compelling.
I actually forgot what it was. What the point of the whale oil was.
Yeah, I think it makes you live like way longer than.
I guess that was a flaw of the movie. The fact that they kind of did a redo of the ending of the second movie.
Yeah.
And like the stakes were like, oh, they're killing the whales again. The whales aren't very compelling characters. It's part of the problem. They're visually awesome to look at, but the movie treats them as actual characters.
How did you guys feel about when they actually gave the whale subtitles? Like I like the fact when they were doing the sign language of the whales, that felt more like okay, I can buy into that. But when they started giving like I think his name was Turok, something like that, he actually had his own subtitles and he was talking to what's his name,
Loak. Yeah,
that kind of took me out of it a little bit. Like and also, why weren't they consistent with it? Either we're using sign language to talk to them, or they can just talk using the subtitles.
I think the interpretation was that they could understand the whales. What the whales are saying through the motion and shit, but they just have to put subtitles for us.
Well, but they only gave that one particular whale the subtitles.
No, they gave
the elders had subtitles too
a few times.
Yeah, the elders had subtitles. Remember when
a few times it was some translation efforts.
I guess they picked and chose when they had.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't consistent, right?
Yep.
That was my thing. But anyway.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, and okay, we already talked about this with Spider. I didn't buy into his whole I don't think what they did is replicatable for human beings unless you genetically engineer new human beings. But as you guys said, like, hey, maybe they'll...
in science fiction movies.
I feel them just being like, all right, we tested you, we can put this in humans and go.
I'm sure they can just come up and say, like, oh, you swallow this pill, and now magically you can
they
survive.
synthesize.
That's basically what happened. He swallowed.
They synthesize something, whatever.
But again, I wish they kind of like, all right, expand that further and talk about how that's going to be a plot point moving forward.
I don't think that was, again, does it really, if they came up with compelling, sciencey sounding words for it, does that really make the movie that much better?
Not that, but it feels like they kind of dropped it. Like, all right.
Well, they didn't quite drop it. It's just, well, actually, no, they kind of did. They suddenly decided that the whale oil was more important.
Yeah, he can breathe cool, and that's it.
It was a silly MacGuffin.
Because that breathing thing is huge, especially for this point in the series.
It still feels like it's going to come, especially now that the general died at the end, and now the chairman seems like he's going to be like the main dude going forward.
Oh yeah, but she's out of the way now. She's not going to be stopping him anymore.
Let's talk about that for a minute. I thought that was really weird because there's a scene that comes before when the general tells her crew, like, hey, okay, everyone, we need to evacuate.
So I was going to get more into it. So the ending battle scene, I feel like they were at some point either going for something different or it was just edited funny. Where I don't think the entire thing they filmed was the original intention. I think that's part of the reason why the first half of the battle felt like such a retread of Way of Water, and like that one like stuck out to me before, like heavily as well. Was like, the general said, "Hey, abandon ship."
Right.
And then the next time we see that shot,
she's still there.
She's still there by herself. So everybody else abandoned ship.
I guess. Does everyone abandon ship except the general? And
no, that doesn't make any sense.
Okay, see,
no, I don't think so.
It's not a go down with the ship.
Right. No, people online were comparing it to saying like, oh, it's a callback to Titanic when the captain goes down with the ship. Well, that's great. Generals don't do that though. They need
she
to
said
survive.
abandon ship. Yeah, let's all get out of here.
There's no reason for them to go down with a random ship.
Yeah, they don't get attached to some random.
It's just so silly.
It's just a military ship.
Okay.
They just felt like, oh yeah, she's a bad guy. We need to remember to kill her last minute.
But they could have killed her any other way.
There.
Yeah, there was that. So in the middle of the last fight scene, the water sorceress or shaman from the second movie has a baby.
Yeah, the pregnant one
has a baby and then dies right after having the baby. It's pretty sad.
Kate Winslet, by the way. So good to see.
Teared up about that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was the Kate.
Good to see her back.
Yeah, but with James Cameron. Mm-hmm. But so after that, Neytiri is like guarding this baby with her life.
Yeah, puts her in like a little sack.
Has her in a little sack.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's just edited funny. They either forgot or they just filmed it a different ending. Where the scene where Neytiri went up and was like fighting Quaritch with the family and they were like escaping and all that stuff. There was no baby.
Maybe it wasn't there.
Yeah, like they might have had the satchel still there, but they didn't functionally act like there was a baby she had to care about or protect or do anything with. The baby was just not there. Yeah. Right, it wasn't there. So I think there was some funny editing going on.
A little bit of funny editing. But the one with the ship was pretty egregious.
Yeah.
But that final fight though definitely felt like a rehash. But
the first half of it, when the fire people came, that was freaking awesome.
With the smoke,
the eclipse and them.
The eclipse fight.
Showing them throwing their smoke.
Yeah, the smoke screen
stuff. Like smoke, that dust. It felt cool. Showing up with their RPGs and guns.
I'll also say before that, the whole beach standoff with Quaritch, Verana, and Sully and Neytiri, that whole standoff was great.
Yes.
You've seen standoffs before in films, and they're tense. You know everyone's going to be okay. But again, the way they did it, they're like, yo, Quaritch is down. Quaritch is ready to go down, and so is Jake.
Yeah.
We have a lot of like important people on this beach. If you guys start shooting, but they made it really tense, and I really like
the conflict between them is awesome.
Yeah.
I want to make sure we give credit to this film, right? We talked about the fact that, hey, there's a lot of recycled plot points here, but this is still a great movie. There are so many compelling scenes and character moments and just action shots.
Did it feel like 3.5 hours to y'all?
No.
It did not feel like that to me.
It
didn't feel like that to me.
It didn't.
Did not.
To the point where, like, towards the end, I was like, oh, man, is this going to, like, end soon? Like, but not, like, in a bad way. Like I just want to keep finding out what's going on. I need to find out what happens next.
No, he still managed to deliver a great story despite like the issues that we've talked about here. So
it's not a perfect movie. It's not a perfect. And I will say, if you came out of Way of Water thinking, "Oh, okay, that was pretty, but that was a waste of my time," I'll go watch this movie. don't go watch this movie.
Yeah, if Way of Water didn't like do it
If
for
Way of
you,
Water, or if you're the kind of person that says, "Oh yeah, Avatar was a stupid ass plot,"
This is
has
more
no
of this.
cultural relevance, it's just pretty and it's just a pretty screensaver. Again, don't waste your money.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not. There's nothing that happens here that's going to convince you to change your mind.
I think the cultural I always heard that argument against it. I think the cultural relevance of Avatar is the fact that we all know as a society when it's December and James Cameron drops the Blue People movie, we're all going to go.
Yes.
Now, can we tell you what happened in last year's movie or 10 years ago?
Nope.
No, but you remember how you felt when you saw what you believe was an actual
Yes.
blue person with a machine gun here. James Cameron makes magic. This is what movies. This is why I love movies. Stuff like this. Stuff like The Odyssey. This is why I love
Bro,
going
the
to films to
scene where
watch
the
this.
whales come up out of the water, the big matriarch whales.
There was an overhead
Again,
shot.
some of
that.
the most visually spectacular scenes.
I'm sorry, Cousin Chris.
No, go ahead, man.
There was a scene. There was a scene that it was just water and rocks that I could have sworn was real. Remember that there's a scene where Jake was going to kill Spider. They just had a establishing shot of just the water and the rocks in the stream that looks.
Well, I mean, there's no reason some of it couldn't have been real.
It just. Oh, so you think again? You're almost not
Obviously,
sure.
the fantastical monsters and shit, but there's no reason some of the forests and some of the stuff couldn't have been like somewhat real.
Some of the stuff, but again, like just the way the CG is good, you almost.
Oh yeah,
You're almost
no,
like,
it's amazing.
Look,
It's
this
amazing.
stuff looks real.
And you
Yeah.
guys just brought up the matriarch whale. Sorry, I just had to say, I thought it was hilarious that they had like jewelry.
Yeah.
And they had like the little robe things on them. Like, okay, who is your tailor? Who is your jeweler that's
The Naavi.
piercing you?
The Na'vi. Also, they're like intelligent
Some of
creatures.
the fire,
so-
the fire.
No,
tribe?
the whales.
The matriarch
Oh yeah, they
whales,
had piercings.
No, the Na'vi.
Yeah, the Na'vi
have a
decorate
very,
them.
the Na'vi have a very. Like, they directly communicate. They're intelligent beings, right? They're not just
Yeah, I'm
whales.
guessing the Na'vi probably.
that took me out for a minute. I was like, wait a minute, when did you get fitted for these
Did this whale-
septum
No, I thought
piercings?
that was
and
cool.
like,
Did this whale say, "I want that"? I want that one right
I
there.
thought that was cool. I thought that was
It
cool.
was a cool visual touch. 'Cause
They have
it could've just
tattoos.
been- yeah,
Yeah, like what?
etchings and whatnot. Yeah, again, it made the whales real characters. So when the whales like, "Hey man,"
I will say
messed
the
me up.
whales are still mid characters. They are real characters, but they're not compelling characters.
Well, I'd say even when like the one whale was like, "Hey man, they messed me up. Look at my look.
yeah,
I'm
that
all caught
I'll
up."
give them that. That
Yeah.
one, I was moved by that.
Yeah,
like,
that was
that's-
moving.
Because like putting the rings in there kind of gives them that kind of personality, like where they're not just like whales. I love that little touch they gave to them and
I
whatnot.
was just thinking of like a whale jeweler and like a whale tailor that just
yeah,
like
it,
hooks them up.
it invites others like thoughts about right how their society works. So
Yeah.
yeah, I love that.
You know, but I think as far as this movie goes, I think not Vagrant, but Vagrant.
Varang.
Extremely compelling.
Yes, I only remember her name because she's
very
hot.
attractive. Yes.
MVP of the movie.
And
Varang.
I think her character alone is going to kind of win people back to this franchise. I think if they give it a chance and watch
Quadridge
it,
was awesome. in my
Yeah,
Yes,
Quaritch,
Squadron-
Quaritch is awesome
that
too.
power
Is it
couple-
Quadridge or Quaritch?
Quaritch.
Quaritch.
Yeah, I
They're-
think it's going to win people back for
Yeah.
people that like kind of gave up on this.
They're great,
Stephen Lang,
really well
Stephen
done.
Lang is a great actor.
Oh yeah,
Probably the best actor. Well, Eddie Falco probably overall is the best actor, but Stephen Lang's done the best acting job.
yeah.
And obviously Sigourney Weaver's the best overall actor. But
And I even liked Zoe Saldana and just her little
Great.
moments.
Oh, yeah, she's an
as,
Oscar winner.
as
especially at the beginning of the
Neytiri.
movie, she
Yeah.
did such a great job of embodying the grief.
Yes.
And like you're almost like Neytiri, that's messed up. You're gonna let Spider die, but like you can kind of see why she's so like, nah, man.
That was
Forget humans.
That was so
bro.
great. He was having his like asthma
Yeah.
attack thing, and she
He
was
was
just in
watching.
the back. Like she was just like,
I hated
if
that.
He dies. He dies.
Look
It
at
is
you,
what it
Neytiri,
is.
but I get it.
No, the scene where Jake almost killed Spider was,
that was so sad.
one of the most emotional moments of
that was
the movie.
heartbreaking. I thought he did
That
it.
was
I
probably
thought he did
Jake Worthington's best acting
Sam Worthington?
moment.
Yeah.
Sam Worthington's
Yeah, yeah.
best acting moment in these movies.
Did you think he stabbed the kid?
Well, I mean, they added in the squishing sound when he thrusted his
I
knife
thought
to me.
I didn't think it was that was too much.
I was like, they
That was
can't
too
do this.
much.
Please don't do this, guys.
Especially when they cut away. If you never have a cutaway stab like that, if you actually
If you're
want
gonna
to
do that,
stab,
yeah. But the fact again, the
Unless it's
lead
like
up
a
to-
kids movie and you're just not gonna show it.
Yeah, but the fact that like he was so just the reason why he was like so like I don't know, let me do this because Neytiri all through the movie was just like forget this, and she had to have her whole change of heart of just no, we're a family, let's not do this. But I love that like to the very last minute, James Cameron kind of lets you be like, what if he does do it? This is biblical in a sense. This is
mean,
what
yeah.
if Jake does this, it's kind of
I
like
never bought that he would. It's just not in
Yeah.
Jake's character to do
that's
it.
a thing. Jake wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Jake wouldn't do it.
I mean, it's like, hey, if you have to protect the whole planet,
I think
by
if
killing this kid.
it had been Neytiri, if he had let
that
Neytiri go
would've
with
been-
him, that would have been I would have been questioning it. But with Jake's too good a guy.
Yeah, yeah. He's bought into the family, and like this family, I love how like now that the Kate Winslet died, she's like, hey, take care of my baby. Now the Sullys have like another kid.
Another adopted kid.
That's not their kid. I think the baby's with her family now.
You would think that, but like the mother told him, like, hey, Kate Winslet's character said, hey, take care of the baby as if it was
So
like
that's
your
the-
own.
they
And
got
it's
a free
like,
kid, I
What
guess?
about her husband? I mean,
Yeah, Cliff Curtis. That's Cliff Curtis's son. But
You still need it's a baby, right? It still needs
yes,
mother.
a mother.
You need a
Yeah,
mother, yeah.
that's true. Okay, there's no one to
and
mother. Yeah,
I assume that baby's going to be their new priestess, right? The Shaik.
I'm not sure how that works.
I thought maybe that might be Kiri.
No,
'cause
that's
she's
no, it's not gonna be Kiri. It's
the other girl,
the blue
yeah.
chick, yeah,
Yeah, the girl, the one that
the princess.
the one that
Yeah.
likes Loak.
that's
Yeah,
right.
the one that likes Loak. Okay.
That's right.
Oh, you're right. I forgot about her.
Yeah, the light blue chick.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
I don't know her name either. Oh, the broccoli haired dude died.
Yeah.
Did we?
did.
Well,
I-
he died.
I don't
Yeah,
remember
he died.
his
He
name.
got shot. We never saw him again. But
No,
that
we
was,
did see him again in the spirit world.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He was dead. Oh,
Yeah,
I
he's-
don't remember a thing
they
about
killed
him.
Broccoli
He's
Head.
100% dead.
They killed Broccoli Head. Oh, R.I.P. Broccoli
I-
Head.
They
just
killed.
remember him
They,
from
they
Weight
killed
Waters.
Zoomer representation in the movie.
Look, I like him because he was down with the family, and he's going to stand up for the family. So
Yeah.
go with him.
I mean, his
So-
hair was memorable, but
Yeah, that's it. That's,
about
yeah.
it.
and he loved his family. But yeah. Oh well.
We can't. Not every character can be compelling. It's fine.
Right. No, that's yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a
It's already,
detraction.
it's already a 3.5 hour movie.
Not a detraction at all. But
It's
look, that final Spirit World shot was great too. I
It was nice.
love.
Tiny bit corny, but it was nice.
It was corny, but I love that for Spider because Spider, his whole story was
Yeah,
nobody
I love
wants
that
him.
for Spider because it means we're just gonna keep getting more of him. They could at least cut off the dreadlocks, bro.
I think he'll.
Well, now
probably.
he has to keep it because he has.
No,
to
he
pay.
could keep. You can
Like-
keep the little rat tail without keeping.
I think
all
they'll change
dreadlocks.
his. I think you're right. I think they'll at least alter his hairstyle.
At
to show
least
Tyler's
clean him up
changed.
a little bit,
Yeah.
bro. Put some sharper dreadlocks.
Yeah, he looks just
Put some
too rough.
Put some cornrows on his ass.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you, what did you guys think about
Don't do
his character's romance with Sigourney Weaver's character?
I don't want to even talk about that.
I don't want to ship it, but I'm like, what
Bro,
is
that's
this?
like step sibling porn.
What is this?
What are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, some people were like, "Hey, weren't they raised together? That's kind of weird."
See,
That's what-
let
that's
me
where it
tell you,
comes
this
into.
is explicit. Is more if you grew up with somebody who you saw running around in diapers in your own home, that's not somebody you
off
get to go
limits.
have sex with later on in your life.
Yeah,
That's a pretty clear rule for me.
it looks like they're setting that up as a
It's a
possible
thing.
romance.
It's
We'll s-
weird.
Now I'm curious. Like, did he kiss Sigourney Weaver as they? I mean, how did that work?
It did look like they kissed. The
Yeah.
red light. No.
She kissed. She
Not
like
allowed.
grabbed, she
Because I mean,
kissed him. Yeah.
she's doing her own motion capture, right?
Yes, I think
guess
she did it, yeah.
Got like that 15-year-old making out with the.
Well, no, I'm sorry. Jack Champion's
I don't
like
know about that.
20. Just
Come on, man.
yeah.
That's thinking about this too much.
No, but I mean, that's
That's
what it
thinking-
is, right?
That's thinking about this too much.
Yeah, but no,
Let's just leave that to the movie magic.
from a weird standpoint. Yes, it is definitely weird. I don't know if they'll go with because they kind of left it at.
I
after
hope
that.
they don't keep fucking going.
Yeah, no, I said I don't think they're gonna go because they kind of left it at that.
I feel like they've
kiss.
established that's what we're going for here.
No, they sometimes just drop shit.
Yeah,
like that.
they would. I would look.
Shout outs to Star Wars.
Yeah, look, Juan. I wouldn't be surprised if they kept it up.
I hope not.
I wouldn't be
If
surprised.
if he has dreadlocks and is doing stepsister porn in the fourth movie, that might be
That
my
even work biologically, right? Like
that might be
I
my
mean,
bottom line.
Oh yeah.
Well,
it could
Well, no,
work
because
now.
now they got the hookups.
Oh,
with
Yeah, it
the
could
hair.
work now. So
Well, I don't want to talk about this.
yeah, sorry. Anyway,
It's like a dark turn. here.
Stepsister Naavi porn is we're like this. This has
But
gone
it's
too
like
far.
no, let's not just.
But
It's
speak-
and it's like gilf porn too, technically, if you want to get deep with it.
It's like what?
Gilf porn.
I hope you think Sigourney Weaver will do her own stunts for that shit. Yeah.
Is there anything else to talk about
No.
here?
I'll say
told
this.
you I didn't want to talk
I'll
about
say this though with the connecting.
I made this point very clear.
I liked how in the spirit world, Kiri, when she's trying to make the connection with Awa this whole time, they're telling her you might die. She goes to do it, and it kind of felt almost like Guardians, where like we or Groot will come together. Like first, Spider went in there,
Yeah,
and then
that was
the little
nice.
baby went in. I forgot her name. The little one, the youngest Sully, went in there too to like
Turok is a game.
to walk whatever. But the little Took is her name. But that was cool because I think throughout her whole life, Sigourney Weaver's character Carrie never really felt like her family. They loved her, but she didn't really feel like they had her back in this journey to get Awa.
Yeah.
But now she feels like she has this backing from her family, which was great to see, and now she can move forward with whatever was blocking her. Because
they told her the truth about her origin. Now she's embraced it. She is like who she was meant to be now. That's really nice. I was not a fan of Aowa's face and the way they decided to show it.
I can't believe they showed
it
her.
was a little silly.
I can't believe they did that.
Yeah.
As an actual baby face.
I can't believe they did that.
That was fucking goofy.
I was like,
Really
what?
took me out of the film.
I think I might have laughed.
You did laugh.
Yeah, right. I think I just started
yeah.
laughing.
Yeah, you did
Yeah.
laugh. I was like, they didn't need...
They could have just shown a bright light and we would have
light.
been
Like
fine.
it's
Just
like involuntary. I was just like, what the fuck?
It's not... Okay, so this is not as bad. This will never be as bad as what I'm about to say. But it kind of reminded me in Revenge of the Fallen when Sam Witwicky died and he went to Autobot Heaven and he Autobot saying, hey, Sam Witwicky, because you got shot up, you're going to make a good leader.
That's a good comparison.
I'm not saying... We didn't need to see that.
No, we didn't.
We didn't need to see him do that. But it kind of reminded me of that. Like, y'all showed too much.
It definitely takes you out of it. I feel like they won't double down in the next film if they show her again. I feel like it'll be.
We might have a third act thing where Abel just comes out the ground, like just does some like remember in God of War, Gaia, kind of like that. She might do one of those thingies, but
We'll see.
I hope not. I hope not.
Well, I mean,
not.
hey, Avatar 5 is supposedly subtitled The Quest for Awa. So maybe at some point the humans find a way to extract her and take her to the Earth.
We already got a subtitle for the 5th movie?
Yeah,
we do.
Yeah,
What's
do.
the 4th movie?
They don't know that one yet. But
What?
but there is supposed
Bro,
to be.
somebody make the...
Jimmy Cameron's on some shit.
There is supposed to be a big time jump in the 4th movie.
I know that. I know that
after
for
the
sure.
First act.
They said about 20.
I thought it was 6 or 8 years.
I thought it was 20 years.
So that we can follow the Sully's kids from then on.
Because it'll be Took will be a lot older to do stuff, and then the baby that was born would be able to So we'll see.
And maybe Quatrix will have a baby with Vagrant.
Is Quatrix is
Stop
dead,
calling
right?
her vagrant, bro.
Is it not Vagrant?
Varong.
That's what I said.
Calling her vagrant.
Quatrix ain't dead, right? He's okay.
Yeah, he's 100%.
He's all right? Like
No, they're not going to.
You don't make these without Stephen Lang.
I mean, he might come back with some cool burn marks on his face, though. Which
I was surprised they
fits.
didn't have. They could have had 2 cool scenes that I think would have had some establishing continuity that would have given us that forward movement. 2 little scenes, even credits. I know it's not MCU, but
Probably an end credit scene.
But call it near, not end credit, but before the credit scenes. Okay, so 2 scenes. One, showing Quaritch being pulled out the water, all burnt up and fucked up by
Varong.
Not Vagrant, by Varong. And that's that one scene.
I like that.
Wish we got that as well.
I like that.
2, the scientists back at the human city base.
We finally we see Earth now?
No. At the human city
Oh,
base.
the base. Okay.
And you see the little Aowa tendrils that all the creatures have suddenly come up from like this little lab, like greenhouse. You know, they're in the lab, they're all like pouring over something, and you see like a little plant, like with the little tendrils come up
To hint that it's...
Something to suggest that they're closer to
that they
breathing the air.
made that they got enough from Spider that they don't need him anymore, or that they're I think those 2 scenes would have given us a lot more excitement about what's coming next.
Yes,
I love that.
I definitely agree.
I would have just said because of the 3rd movie, instead of having them do that in the lab, have that already happen and then just be like, no, on Earth we're getting this because we're going to the 4th movie.
I mean, sure you can do that, but that's just saying it. That's just exposition.
Yeah.
I think it would have been an effective teaser for the movie.
4 and
Something
5.
to show some kind of progress in the war would have been great.
Yeah.
Because now
Something
Mike...
And then I kind of like, hey,
great.
yeah, we won, but at what cost?
Yep.
Right? Like, it just feels like they just won so completely that what are we even doing
just
at this
another
point?
decisive battle victory, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay.
What I think what'll happen is
It's the 3rd time we've had one of these.
I do believe that Quaritch, Varong, they're all going to just join up with Sully and the water people because I think what's going to happen is it'll be a Na'vi versus human fight where it don't matter if you were an enemy in the last movie, we all got to fight so and so. I see Varong and them fighting side by side with Sully in the series by like 4 or 5.
I think they did tease that, yeah.
But overall, this is a sight to behold. Like viewers, listeners, please go out in the theater and see this.
Oh, yeah,
in
great
both
movie.
Dolby, but also IMAX if you can. But Dolby, I'd say, see it in Dolby. That gives you the kind of the best overall experience if you can have a Dolby theater next to you, or see it in IMAX. Or
Now, I will say real quick, for those that want to see it in IMAX, that's where you get the 6-minute Odyssey scene
Yes.
with the Trojan horse.
Yes.
So,
because Nolan movies you do want to watch on IMAX.
Yes.
Dude,
Got that big ass aspect ratio.
Of course. Looking forward to that, man. But guys, just great review, guys.
Great review.
Yeah. Hey guys, thank you so much for bringing me back. I appreciate that. Hopefully, I'll get to come back again for something.
Yeah, but
For sure.
Before we go, let's do the
Plug of the week.
plug of the week. All right, who's gonna go first?
Is there a theme for that one too, or do we just
No,
make
you
up-
can just plug whatever you want.
Oh, okay.
Oh, want to go first or me? Or
Go.
Guess first.
Oh, you guys go first because I got to think of mine.
I'll do my plug right now. So I want to plug this weekend is the boxing match between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua. A little bit of a backstory to this. So those you know, Jake Paul was a Disney Channel star, grew up to become like a YouTuber, famous YouTuber, whatever. He kind of transitioned over to being a boxer in 2020. Famously, he had the knockout where he knocked down former basketball player Nate Robinson, which went super viral. Since 2020, he's been trying to build up a career for boxing, but he's known for just not fighting boxers. Well, this weekend he fought an actual boxer by the name of Anthony Joshua, 6'6", 250, world champ boxer, considered one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. It's up there with Usyk, up there with I'm missing the other guy's name. But of the top 3 boxers, Joshua's up there, and so these guys fought over the past weekend, and Anthony Joshua knocked Jake Paul out in the I believe it was the 6th round. He put up a decent. Decent is kind of putting it nicely. He didn't do best. Anthony kind of went a little bit easy on him, but I do credit Jake for just stepping in the ring because it's a $90 million payday, of course, but to step in with a guy that could just knock your head off, like clean off, is not.
His jaw off, certainly.
He did knock his jaw off.
Broken in 2 places.
Yeah, so Jake hopefully just chills out because this is unsustainable. You're not an actual boxer, but yeah, just shout out to Anthony Joshua though. I like him and his boxing prowess, but yeah, I just wanted to bring just some awareness to that crazy match because people want to see some crazy matches now. Jake fought Mike Tyson before this. He'll fight anybody that isn't a fighter, but he fought someone now, and that's what happened. So that's my plug of the week.
My plug of the week, I guess Predator Badlands.
Oh yeah,
I actually wanted to do an
movie.
anti-plug of the week, to be honest, but I'll go with Predator Badlands and be nice. It's Christmas time.
Well, wait. Now I'm curious about
what was the anti-plug?
What's the anti-plug?
Probably Stranger Things.
Oh.
I stopped after season 2, so yeah.
I watched season 3 and 4. Like my sister was watching it, so I watched it to get hyped for Stranger Things, and I was like, wow.
Oh man,
It's a fun enough show to binge. It has a plot kind of like this movie's plot, where it's fun enough and engrossing enough when you're in the moment. But when you're going to try to like peel back, look at the thematic elements, look at like deep intricacies, have things to like really grab onto, it's just not much there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It works better with Avatar because the visuals are so amazing, and you're only really watching it in theaters once or twice anyways.
Right. With
this shit, when you might want to be rewatching it on Netflix at any given time, it's like, wow, this is really stupid, bro.
Well, perfect segue, because speaking of brain rot, I'm going to go ahead and plug I Love L.A. on HBO Max, which is
the hell
Rachel
is that?
Sennott.
Oh, anyways, watch Predator Badlands. I know we're here to say your things, but Predator Badlands is a fucking awesome movie. But go ahead.
that's great that you had to both of anti.
Yeah, I Love L.A., which has been described as like a visual representation of Gen Z brain rot culture. So if you're into seeing what that is actually like, hop onto HBO
And I like
Max.
Rachel Sennott. She was great in the Bodies, and she was also in Bottoms as well. So it's
That's the movie with the lesbian girls?
yeah, it's a really good one. It's like almost like a super bad, but with girls. Like
I thought that was Booksmart.
Booksmart. Well, kind of.
Booksmart's a lot smarter than Bottoms.
I think Bottoms is.
It's
Anyway,
kind of like that Maya Erskine show, but for a movie.
It gets very silly.
Penis?
especially
yeah,
towards
yeah,
the
Pen
end.
15, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll say Bottoms is kind of reminds you of, like, the premise is, like, they want to make a fight club for girls so they can hook up with girls, and that's kind of the premise, and they got to go from there.
Smart.
But anyway, yeah, so she's great in that stuff. It kind of sucks to hear that she hasn't done well outside of that stuff.
Yeah, the show is doing well. It's getting views on HBO Max, so more power to her. But, it is brain rot, my friends.
Is it as bad as The Idol?
Oh, probably one step above The Idol. The Idol.
You both watched The Idol?
I watched the first, I think, 2 episodes.
I watched the first 3 episodes. I
man.
topped that at 3.
It is
I
just.
forgot my actual plug. It's fucking Chair Company. Have y'all ever watched that? The fucking Chair Company.
I've heard of that.
It's Tim Robinson.
Yes,
What is
yes, I heard of
From
that.
I Think You Should Leave.
Yes, because he was great in Friendship.
Friendship.
He was great in that movie.
Friendship with Paul Rudd.
The one that you sure about that? That meme.
Oh.
That guy.
Wait, and the show's called
The
Chair
hot dog.
Company?
The hot dog meme. The hot guy in the hot dog costume.
Okay, I've seen it.
You've seen his face. You've seen his
Yeah.
face.
So,
that guy.
tell me about Chair Company. What is that even about?
Okay,
Yeah.
so oh my god. Okay, so his whole shtick is basically, being this kind of middle-aged, bit of a failure dude, not the most macho, manly, successful guy.
Okay.
And then it's just like a dude who just like rages out and is ridiculous, like kind of like impotent man-child rage over like just random events, right? And then he just takes that to an absurd level on a show. I Think You Should Leave, where it's like a skit show where it just that premise. Like one of the first skits is about how he's like trying to push a door that's supposed to be pull only, and he goes like, no, I was here last week. It's a push door, and he literally tears the door off the hinges, pushing it, and then he goes like, see, it's a push door. Is that kind of mentality? That kind of so basically, HBO gave him a big budget to do an actual show with the story and like real production values.
Okay.
And the premise is called the Chair Company because he works as I don't know if architect is the right word, but he designs malls. He helps design and operate malls, and he has a big mall project that he's the lead on that he's kicking off. So it's like a big moment for his career. He's happy. And then he sits on this chair in the middle of the presentation in front of the whole company where everybody's applauding, and like he just gave a speech. Sits on this one of the rolly chairs with wheels on it, office chair you've seen everywhere in the world. Sits on it, and boom, it just goes to shit, splatters on the ground. He just like falls to shit. It's embarrassing for him. And so, of course, instead of being like, oh, well, that's embarrassing, but I obviously will move on with my life and not make a big deal out of this. Maybe I'll kick the chair out of frustration or something, but like, that's the extent of it. No. He decides to investigate this chair and find out what happened and try to get like a refund, and like gets to file a complaint. Turns into this whole mess where it turns out like the chair company has like shell companies, and like people like beat him up and shit, and like are hired to like fuck with him because
he unravels a whole mystery with the chair
because
company.
it's like,
What?
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's the premise of the show.
Okay.
And it's funny. One of the funny that the show is that you never quite know if he's being fully crazy and it's just like this man-child raging out and saying things that aren't there. And then you'll have like a guy in a ski mask come up to his camera house and his camera security system and stand there staring at the camera as if to say, "Oh, I'm gonna kill your family if you keep going with this." Like the show will intersperse
Gets surreal.
those moments, right?
Okay.
Where it's like, oh, this guy's obviously full of shit. He's crazy. He should just go back to his family. I actually feel really bad for the family. Oh my God, there's a fucking serial killer outside his house. He's onto something. It's like the show goes back and forth.
fascinating.
That's actually really interesting. I love the
fascinating.
idea of subverting the audience's expectations, right?
Yeah.
You think like, oh, this guy's just a loony. He's just like investigating something over nothing because he has personal issues. But no, in actuality, there's a conspiracy
What if
there.
there's
with the
something
chair.
going on?
Or they'll go down like this rabbit hole where it's like, oh, clearly something happened here. Like,
Yeah.
there's too many coincidences and stuff. Oh no, all the critics have explanation and it didn't make any sense. Oh wait a minute, no, this character that was part of this, it turned out he had a contact for this other person. No, we're back on it. No,
That's
Okay.
actually great. That's actually really
And I'm
good.
looking at this too. This cast is great. Lake Bell, Sophia Lillis from the It movies, Lou Diamond Phillips. Haven't seen him in forever.
as the old dude with the glasses.
Yeah, he's in this. I'm just looking at the cast
wait.
list.
Jim Downey, that's what it was.
Yeah, that's
Jim
all-
Downey is a fucking jackass in this show.
But
What
this
one?
cast is great.
What streamer is this on?
HBO Max.
HBO Max.
They gave
okay.
him a big budget to actually tell a story instead of just a skit show.
Right
It's
on.
actually kind of brilliant.
Tim Robinson. Look, I became a fan of him this year when I watched him in Friendship. I gotta watch more of. I think
It's
You Should
that
Leave.
same vibe.
Yeah, but he's hilarious, and so no, this is a great.
That's a good plug, Juan.
Great
Thank you.
plug, Juan.
Yeah,
Great
that's
plug.
what I really wanted to plug at the beginning of the show. I just finished the finale last night. Fucking trippy. Like, it was a good finale, but kind of a cliffhanger. I don't want to.
All
I don't
right.
want to spoil anything.
Nice.
All right, no, thank you for that plug of the week, Juan. But hey, cousin Chris, thanks for showing
yeah,
up.
thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thank you, cousin Chris. Thank you, Juan. And I want to thank you, listeners. And listeners, if you want to listen to more of our content, you can search for us on all social media platforms and streaming platforms. Just search for It Was Mooney to get our episodes. But once again, I've been Cozy, joined always by Juan B. and cousin Chris. And until next time, guys, peace.
Bye, Moonies.
They're human beings.
Yeah, they're just people, Chris.